Hey, what's up guys? So for this final video on crafting, I'm going to talk about timed abilities. Now, timed abilities are a weird one. As the name suggests, you can create an ability for a certain type of unit, armor, rear, arms, and legs, and it can instill different things depending on what area you're using. So before I get into the video about this, so you may have been wondering, what are the crystals for? I know people have been collecting Nabarus crystals, Amduskia crystals, Lilliput crystals, and everything like that, and I've been wondering largely what are they for. So pretty much what you're going to do with those crystals is they're going to be used for time abilities. So if you have a lot of those crystals, be sure to save them because you are going to need those crystals. Now what they're used for is, depending on the area, you can instill different things onto your unit. So we'll go ahead and go to the craft console and I'll show you real quick. So we'll go to my crafts and then timed abilities. So right at the moment you don't have any timed abilities to create. I still have some that's pulling down, so I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. So when you go to create, I already created one, and that's for the forest. Now with this, it could have different effects. Like for one, for the forest area, it will prevent mirage level 1 and grab a sub effect of striking attack plus 10, and then it can have an additional bonus effect. When this came out generally and the ultimate quest came out, people will have units and armors for the ultimate areas that will do like a rare drop boost and stuff like that. So keep in mind, when you affix time abilities to your armor, they become bound. So be sure that you're using maybe a backup piece of armor or anything like that, or if you're sure you want to use this on your armor, just note that whatever time ability you put on your armor will stay on your armor even after it's expired. So it'll say like rare drop boost, however many days left, if it has any days left. If it expires, it'll say 0 days left, and then it'll just stay on your armor. So be sure that you want to have that kind of, name or whatever on your armor that's expired. So with that, we'll go to update data drive, and then we'll go one of your craft lines. So right here, you got either all units, rear, arm, and leg. So you can go through different areas with different effects. So you can have any sub effect between attack and then any additional effects like range attack or T attack, and then you have a probability of a bonus effect. Now when you're in the shop area buying the extras for time abilities, make sure you get them, because they can add a sub effect like rare drop boost or Meseta drop boost or experience drop boost. Now when they do expire, you can use another ability, so that's why you go to create time ability and you can make the same one again. And if you so happen to get maybe the same one or one that's higher than what you do have, as long as it's the same type, you can equip it on your piece of armor. So for example, we'll go to update data drive. Let's say I'm doing story mode, so we'll go to story mode, or I just did episode 5, so we'll go to episode 5 or something like that. So if I go to episode 3 story and press A button on that, just let me know, hey, I'm just going to perform an update. You have to level these up to get a higher effect. So when we go to create, okay, so now as you can see, doing episode 3 story mode, I get a rare drop bonus, and then my sub effect is HP plus 35. Now it gets saved on there now, so we go back and we go to create a time ability, pick a spare line, and then I go to arm. For example, go to my arms for episode 1. I'll go ahead and create this. You can use support items to increase the effect duration or anything like that. And then I see these photon drops, irons, which are craftable materials used from breaking down weapons, and of course money. So we'll hit yes, and then so it created that time ability for me. So I've got 7 days with a rare drop bonus doing story missions. I know that seems really blasé for people who are doing story missions, but this is just an example of what you can do. So when you close this and then exit out, you go to your inventory, and there's my time ability. So I'll hit use, and then as you'll see, it'll put it on my arm unit, and then it'll bound to me. So when I'm in the area of, episode 3, I get a rare drop bonus, I get HP plus 35, and it lasts for 7 days. So I won't use this because I don't want to use it. So I'll just go ahead and discard it. So as you learn more and more of these, you can get higher and higher levels. So don't be afraid to experiment or anything like that. Also, doing daily crafts will actually help you, because if you do this timed ability right here, use one of your spare lines. And so you create that just using, you know, your daily crafts. And then see, I just did a delivery. And then got a reward and everything like that, Meseta, etc., etc. And there you go. So using timed abilities would be a really good way to beef up a lot of your equipment. You know, even backup equipment for doing rare drop, you know, farming or anything like that would be great. And of course, it doesn't get saved. It's just, you know, your daily crafts. So for example, you go back to create data drive. You can actually, okay, update, I'm sorry. Update it, and then you can actually override it if you want, because you got one slot for one piece of unit. So if you go to rare, let's say you're doing, maybe you're farming advanced quest in the ruins. So you'll create one. So then now I have prevent mirage and then time technique attack plus 20. So you can keep creating these. And here you go. So you can overwrite your current one, which would be forest, and then you can use one for ruins, switches the area, switches the effect, and then does a sub effect. So you can save that. And then of course, yeah, the crafting times is long with cooldown. So make sure you have Lilipariums. And then see, now it's overridden with rear. So each piece of arm unit, leg unit, and rear unit has their own slot. So if you ever wanted to switch it up, you will have to create and overwrite your current one. So like if I wanted to make an arm unit, I'll go to arms and say volcanic caves, and then create it. And then so I got prevent mirage too. It seems to be my favorite or something, I don't know. And then range attack plus 15. So the higher level you get, of course, you know, the more opportunities you have for a bonus effect. So we'll just discard that for now. And there you go. So that's timed abilities in a nutshell. And you know, like I say, it can take a lot of pieces of units, even old units that you want to go in certain areas, you know, increase rare drop in a certain area, your HP, your attacking stats, and whatever. So it's a good way to really beef up your units if they're not performing well in the area you want to use the most. Or if you're going to do ultimate farming, you can get lucky and have rare drop on a unit. You know, sky's the limit and all of that. So with that, hope this is very informative to you guys. So now for my last thoughts on crafting. Is crafting important? Very much yes. People still craft episode 6 and far beyond. Crafting your techniques and everything like that, it's a huge impact on your character, how they perform. You can have stuff that are stronger, more status effects, more hits, more everything. Like for example, my Robarda does more hits, has less power, and it does more freezing. So I have a 39% freeze rate, and then I have more hit intervals, so I can freeze enemies more reliable and stuff like that. So it's really good to take crafting and just make your character unique versus having just standard PAs like everyone does. You want your Robarda to do other stuff, go for it. You want to do more damage and less freezing opportunities, go for it. And then like stuff like your D-band and Shifta and Resta, hit intervals, range, and stuff like that. So you can really customize it, especially if you're an attacker. You can really customize your buff, so you could throw one Shifta, one D-band with more hits, and then people will be buffed for a little bit longer and stuff like that. So experiment when this stuff comes out. If you have a lot of the crystals from the different areas, make sure you save them so you were wondering where they were from. Again, hope this video helped you guys out. If you have any questions about crafting, like I said, I've got tons of videos I made on this, but if you're still confused about something, just let me know down below, guys, and hope you guys are excited for crafting. Peace.